Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we are going to explore a monumental, really high-stakes shift happening right now in modern medicine. For decades, dental implant surgery was basically a procedure driven by a surgeon's subjective skill, their feel, their tactile judgment, essentially highly educated freehand guessing. But today, we've moved into an era of digital planning and mechanical precision that is truly mind-blowing. So let's dive right into this and see exactly how a shift toward mechanical perfection is completely changing the landscape of dentistry.
To really wrap our heads around what's at stake here, I want you to shrink your perspective way down, literally down to a microscopic level. Just 1.5. That's 1.5 millimeters. If you glance at a ruler, it's basically the width of a pen head. In our day-to-day lives, a 1.5 millimeter mistake means absolutely nothing, right? But inside the human mouth, when drilling into living bone, that minuscule measurement is literally all it takes to begin permanently ruining a dental implant.
Let's connect those 1.5 millimeters to a physical reality. If a surgeon's hand slips just 1.5 millimeters buccally, which is just a clinical way of saying toward the patient's cheek, it creates what we call a compromised emergence profile. Translated from medical jargon, that means the final tooth is going to look completely unnatural when it pushes through the gums. That tiny error locks the patient into a permanently compromised aesthetic smile, all because of a fraction of a millimeter of human drift.
Okay, let's push the stakes just a tiny bit higher. Imagine a slightly larger error, just 2.0 millimeters. We are still talking about a distance smaller than a grain of rice. So how bad could an extra 2 millimeters really be?
Well, clenching the drill just 2 millimeters too deep into the jawbone leads to absolutely catastrophic peri-implant tissue issues. Because here's the thing, dental implants are irreversibly locked into the bone once they integrate. So plunging too deep, it isn't a mistake you can just buff out or easily fix later. No way. It creates this permanent environment where the gums and bone will struggle to remain healthy around the implant forever.
And finally, let's look at one more really high-stakes measurement, a 10-degree angle deviation.
Because implants are permanently fixed in three-dimensional space, if a human hand tilts the drill by just 10 degrees during the surgery, it backs the restorative dentist into a massive corner. They're forced to rely on compromised prosthetic workarounds just to make the final crown fit into the patient's bite. The entire foundation is fundamentally crooked.
So let's get into the solution here. Enter the surgical guide, which is all about eliminating that human error.
We actually don't have to rely on human hands eyeballing these impossible margins anymore. Enter the mechanical hero of our story, the surgical guide. A surgical guide is a custom fabricated device designed specifically for the patient's mouth. It takes all of that incredibly precise 3D digital planning done on a computer and translates it right into physical reality. How? By mechanically constraining the drill. The drill can only go exactly where the guide allows it to go, at the exact angle to the exact depth. It completely takes the tactile guesswork out of the surgeon's hands and physically locks in the perfect digital plan.
Now let's look at the hard clinical evidence. Guided versus freehand surgery.
Let's look at the real-world data to see how these two methods actually compare. Take mean apex deviation. That's how far off the very tip of the implant is from where it was supposed to be. Freehand apex deviation is massively larger, floating anywhere between 2.0 and 3.5 millimeters. Remember those earlier numbers we talked about? That is more than enough to cause permanent damage. But with guided surgery, the deviation plummets to just 0.5 to 1.0 millimeters. It is incredibly tightly controlled.
Now, what's really wild is how the margin of error widens when we look at angles. When a human hand simply eyeballs the drill angle, the freehand deviation jumps to between 5 and 12 degrees. That is massive unpredictability. Guided surgery locks that angular deviation right down to a tight 2 to 5 degrees. The difference in predictability? It's night and day.
And if you're wondering if these numbers are just flukes, they absolutely aren't. We're looking at massive clinical studies here. Tamazeb's meta-analysis looked at over 1,700 implants across 46 studies, showing a mean guided deviation of just 0.65 millimeters. And Schneider, they studied over 800 implants across 10 separate medical centers. The massive scope of these studies validates one undeniable fact. Guided surgery outperforms freehand by a staggering factor of 2 to 4.
Let's shift gears a bit and talk about preventing severe complications.
We've talked about minor misalignments, sure, but let's focus on something much more critical. Take a look at this freehand complication rate from the Schneider study, 5.2%. That means more than 1 in 20 patients experiences a complication when the surgeon drills freehand. In the medical field, this has historically been an accepted baseline, but honestly, it's a pretty dangerous slice of the pie.
But when we look at the alternative, using a surgical guide, that overall complication rate experiences a massive drop to a near invisible 0.2%. That is a major wow factor right there. We're taking a 5.2% risk and functionally erasing it from the board.
So the really crucial point here is understanding what those complications actually are. Things like nerve injury paresthesia, which means permanent facial numbness. It kind of highlights the absurdity of this, right? A surgeon eyeballing a spinning drill just millimeters away from a major facial nerve is incredibly risky. Freehand carries a 0.4 to 1.2% risk. Guided surgery offers a 4 to 6 times risk reduction, bringing it well under 0.2%. We see the exact same thing with the delicate sinus cavities above your upper teeth. Freehand drilling results in a 2 to 5% chance of accidentally punching right through the sinus cavity. Guided surgery reduces that risk by 4 to 10 times. The absolute safety argument for utilizing surgical guides is basically cemented right here.
Let's move on to unmatched efficiency and long-term success.
I want to pivot to the practical benefits here, because this is also about efficiency. 90. I absolutely love this number. A surgeon using a guide can save up to 90 minutes of operative time on a standard 4-implant case. Think about that from the patient's perspective for a second. That is an hour and a half less time sitting in a surgical chair with your mouth open. It drastically reduces patient trauma, swelling, and recovery time, all while making the clinic exponentially more efficient.
Furthermore, precision on day one leads to long-term perfection. Because the implants are placed exactly where the computer planned them, the final crowns have a 90 to 95% chance of fitting perfectly the very first time, compared to just 70 to 75% with freehand. And when we look down the road at the 5-year mark, guided implants approach near perfection, boasting a 98 to 99% survival rate.
So when exactly are guides essential?
With all this incredible data in mind, are there times when using this technology is absolutely mandatory? Let's quickly run through this clinical checklist of high-risk zones. The aesthetic zone, the front teeth where everyone can see. Proximity to the nerve or sinus where millimeter mistakes cause permanent damage. Immediate placement cases, placing multiple implants next to each other, or doing full arch restorations. In literally any of these scenarios, attempting to go freehand is just an entirely unnecessary gamble with a patient's health.
But, okay, as much as I've been praising the mechanics, we do need to ground our enthusiasm with one crucial fact. As the source material states, intraoperative guide seating is the most critical determinant of clinical accuracy. What does that mean? It means this incredible, millimeter-perfect technology only works if the human surgeon flawlessly seats the mechanical guide into its proper place inside the mouth before they even start drilling. If the guide is seated slightly crooked, the drill goes crooked.
Which leads us with a truly fascinating paradox to end on. We've built these amazing mechanical guides to eliminate human error, right? Yet the success of the guide completely depends on a human placing it perfectly. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. If intraoperative seating dictates accuracy, is the future of surgery eventually going to be entirely out of the surgeon's hands? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring the incredible ways technology is reshaping our world.